Welcome to VIPTradersinc.com. You're here with Sandy, and I'm going to run you through a little bit about what the VIP is all about for those wondering. So here I'm just going to cover the different channels, just basically what is it all about, what we do, what we get up to. And there's a lot of people that don't understand technical analysis and would love to do it. And this is a part where we excel in the servers. And I'm just going to give you a quick introduction onto a few things TA related, just to show you what we have to offer and what we bring to the table. So I'm just going to start off with the channels. We have 4 channels. We have a day trading channel, which includes swings. It also includes, there's an education section in there. There's a lot of people with great information, great knowledge. It's a great family atmosphere, lots of laughs, a lot of support. This is a channel where you're going to learn a lot of technical analysis. You see it all day, where there's charts thrown up throughout the day, everyone's talking about different levels and this and that, how to read indicators, that kind of thing. Then we have the options channel, where we have a smart lad who purely his portfolio is options only. He has been doing very well. The channel's been doing well. February and March haven't been the best month, but that's trading. And again, that's what you all need to understand as well. This is a very emotional, you could say, job. It feels like a job sometimes. You could call it a sport, you can call it a game, whatever you want to call it. Emotion plays a huge key to this. So we have the options channel. If you want to learn options, never done options before, this guy will run you through it, he will show you, he will hold your hand into the trade. He has a watch list. As he posts or as he enters trades, he puts them up live, ready to go. We have the growth stocks. So we have a guy over there whose father has been in the business for a long time. He works for his dad, has a lot to bring to the table. So they have been doing extremely well over there, even with these red months. I've seen a lot of good profits. We have our losses, but more profits over in that channel. That's for the guys and girls that just can't be near their phone or computer, have a day job where it just doesn't warrant them having their phone too close, where you can just enter a trade and you can just leave it, check it once a day, check it every evening, that kind of thing. So one thing I didn't put up there, which is the crypto channel. Currently, the crypto channel is free for the month of April. April is about to start. So if you want to get on the crypto bandwagon, we have a couple of guys in there that are, I'd say, amazing, fantastic. The technical analysis they bring to the table, they're educated trades. It's not a guessing game. This can't be a guessing game. You don't open up your wallet and guess what's in there, and you don't just guess what you're handing over. You count what you're handing over the counter. You need to know what you're doing, and the crypto channel definitely brings that to the table as well. I'm part of each group, and the weekends, that's where you'll find me, in the crypto channel, trying to hone my skills and earn a little bit extra, a little bit of play money on the weekend. Each channel has watch lists. Mainly you'll get the technical analysis and the day trading, swing trading channel. I think it's called stocks in the VIP when you want to sign up for membership. That's where you'll find the training. You'll find weekly webinars in that one as well, run by me. The training I run, so I do webinars like this. I also have some paid webinars where I go right into depth on technical analysis. Currently I have one that runs for an hour on trends, support and resistance. It certainly has helped beginners know how to put lines on a chart, know exactly where the trade's going. And we also have live calls all day. We have a scanner, we make live calls all day. We look for that volatility, we look for the trades for you so you don't have to go hunting, just like the watch list. We put it up, we look at the charts, we found the ones that we think or know we're going to run the next day, and man, we've been knocking it out of the park on the watch list. It's, just say we post 10 or 12 tickers, almost guaranteed 8 of those are going to be winners for the day. So entries and exits also, it's not as fast because obviously we have people trading and watching what we're doing, but we try and type in our entries and exits as quick as we can, not only to help everyone there to see what we're doing, just to give everyone an idea on where we're entering and where we're exiting. And you can also go and check your charts on that, and again, it's a huge learning curve. So while we're here, let's just spend 5-10 minutes real quick and go over some technical analysis. So really quickly, briefly, I'm just going to run through how to pick up a trend, how to draw a trend line, why we draw it, where we draw it, support and resistance. Can't emphasize enough support and resistance. That is the backbone to trading, to a chart, to knowing where things are going to stop, to move, to hold. If you don't know support and resistance, I'm not going to say don't trade, but go and learn it, because you have no idea how much it helps. And not only just for trading, but your indicators. By knowing support and resistance and trends, it then makes reading indicators that so much better. You can have all the indicators you want, but if you can't read trend, support and resistance, then what are you doing? Okay, they all work together, but support and resistance are key. Okay, I can make calls to the cent of where things are going to stop, where things are going to fall down to, or even go up to. Now, that's not every time, but I must say I have studied it and learnt it and finessed it where it's very, very accurate. And this is what we're here to help you teach. So let's just quickly run through it. So trend lines. Why we draw a trend? We draw a trend to catch the momentum of the market. Think of a trend as like a set of steps. If you've got an uptrend, the uptick is always going to be longer than the downtick. So we're after that long tick, we as traders. Some of you do short, some of us go long. For a lot of the beginners out there, only trade long, okay? Unless you understand how to trade short, don't do it. We trade long, so we're looking for uptrends. Downtrends, it's different. If you like to short, then obviously the down steps are going to be longer than the up steps. All right. It's not hard to identify an uptrend because the stocks are going up, stocks are going down. Okay, very basic. Some people don't understand this. It's very basic. So what you do is you just get a line. Now, with an uptrend, you always draw on the bottom. Let's pick this one over here, a nice little uptrend. Okay. There. We've just mastered an uptrend. Perfect. A downtrend. Grab a line. Now, a downtrend, because you enter, if you're shorting, you enter from the top. You don't enter from the bottom. Remember, if you're going long, you're entering from the base of the trend. Going short, you want to enter from the top of the trend. So let's see what we can find here. Not quite. Now you don't always go to the tips. Okay. That looks like a pretty good downtrend right about there. Now, I won't go into depth about why we don't go to the tips, but basically that's a downtrend. Okay. Downtrend, uptrend. Now, support and resistance. Support and resistance is basically a mass area of buying and selling. That's all it is. It's where everyone sells or where everyone buys. It's that easy. It's not hard once you understand the fundamentals of why it does it. So let's just take over here, for instance. This is a nice little area, a nice little piece of consolidation. So let's take the top area. The top area would be where I would place a line, and the reason why I would place it there is because we have a lot of touches. Don't put it right on the top. That gives you 2 touches. Just drag it down a little bit. Now we have 4 touches. But when you look left, or when you look on other parts of the chart, you can see we've actually wedged this line between resistance and support. We've nearly got support here. We've got a little bit of support over here. We also have a little bit of resistance. So that's basically support and resistance. It acts not only here, but this line will now act as support and resistance for the rest of the chart's life. This is a daily chart. So if you're ever using support and resistance on a daily chart, and you take this down into a 1-minute chart, I suggest you take this daily line and put it in a different color, because a daily support and resistance line is a very strong line. Okay. Let's just add a couple more. Let's have a look here. A couple more support and resistance. We're looking for consolidation. As many points you can put a line through is the best kind of consolidation. So let's have a look at this one. I like this one. Let's put that there and we'll explain why real quick. So here we've got resistance, resistance. We nearly have it over here, but the reason why I don't move it over to this one is because here it's acting as support. We've got a little bit of support resistance in here, and I reckon if we move down in a smaller time frame, we'd see something in here as well. That's basically it, support and resistance. Now on the daily, it's fairly simple. We've got, you know, we're in a forex, we're in the Aussie US dollar here. But if you're in another kind of stock, this could be $20 difference. When you take it down into your 15, 5, even 1 minute, you can have support and resistance lines 20 cents, 50 cents apart. That's how small it gets. Charts can get very, very congested, very congested. That's basically trend line, support and resistance. Let's look at some basic indicators that I'm pretty sure most people use. So MACD, which is your moving average, convergence, divergence, which is basically you've got 2 moving averages in there. You've got a slow one and a fast one. We also have volume in there as well to help us basically see what the creator's doing. RSI, Relative Strength Index. This basically tells us what the crowd's doing, how interested they are in the stock that we're currently trading. So let's just zoom in real quick. Let's just take it in here. Now, moving average. It's basically a fancy moving average, really. Okay. Let's just throw a moving average up here. What have I got here? We've got a 9. I want something bigger. Let's put this one up. A 50 and a 200 moving average, okay? Just quickly on moving averages, if your stock is above the line, it's positive. If it's below, it's negative. It's that simple, okay? If it's below the line, you shouldn't really be, you're either holding it or you should exit. When it passes through the line, that's your buy signal. It's no different down here to your MACD. So below the line, so there's a 0 line, so 0 runs right through the middle. Below that line is negative trend or downtrend. Coming up through 0 is positive trend. You can get a positive trend when it turns down here, and that crossovers, that's a divergence. A lot of people like to use it as a buy and sell signal. You can certainly do that. Like you could buy here, you could buy over here, or you could sell over here, and then you've got your volume in here. So your volume, it tracks what the crowd's doing. So dark green is basically bulls are in charge of this one. All right, And when it gets lighter, it means the bulls are starting to lose their momentum. And then you can see where the bears take over, where it goes dark red, and then the bulls. It's a cycle. It just cycles back and forth, back and forth. So just to recap on the MACD, just very quickly, below the line, negative trend. You can see here we have a negative trend. And then as it pushes up through the line, you have a positive trend. And then as it drops back through, it's kind of flat here, so it's kind of, it's hanging around the moving average here. And then you can see it dips off into a negative trend. Okay, very easy to tell. The volume here helps, good buy and good sell opportunities. So I like to buy in the red down here when it starts to lighten up. So when bears are losing their momentum, that's where I like to try and buy. You also got to be careful on how far away from the moving average it is. The further away it is, the stronger the trend. You can see it hasn't come all the way up. I would obviously look for other indicators like the RSI, but you can see the huge downtrend here. I could totally chart this if you want to bring this up. You can see how this is the biggest dip, and then the dips slowly get smaller and smaller and smaller. So this is another thing that you'd watch as well, and you'd probably make an entry somewhere in here. Somewhere over here, which is where I was talking about. Somewhere entry over here. It hasn't worked out the best, but then it's kind of gone up here. RSI. It just tells us what the crowd's doing. I'm not going to go into the technical details of it, but basically it's like anything. There's a negative and a positive to it. So if we go, and I like to put a line on mine on the 50, just somewhere around the 50, doesn't have to be exactly. That'll do. Anything below really it's not really interesting. And anything above it, it's starting to gain some interest. We have these lines here. Anything below this line is potentially really oversold, and anything above here is overbought. This is a great area to catch a runner though, because when it's in this area, I like to call it the supercharged area. It really gets going. Like you can see over here where we've come up, and then as it's really hit that, it's really started to pick up. Okay. You'll find that when it's below the 50 line, the candles just aren't as big. When it hits the 50 and gets over, the candles become longer, thicker, and just more meat to them, and you'll see that it rises faster, and the higher this goes up, the quicker the stock goes up. And it certainly works in the opposite direction. You can see here, when the stocks are going down, as it gets below that 50, the candles get bigger. Here, this is where you don't want to be in a trade. This is where you want to be buying. Alright? You have to use these two together to make an educated decision on whether you're going to buy or sell. I probably wouldn't buy because it's way below the moving average line here. Trying to wait for it to kind of get close. See where it starts to get close to it? This is where your buy area is, somewhere around here. Alright. So that's basically it. That's a brief overview on some technical analysis and two indicators that we use every day. Now, if you want to find out more, come and join up. VIPTradersinc.com. It's basically, well, for the stocks anyway, it's basically $1 a day. For the options and the other channels where there's where they offer a little bit more, $40, $50. You make that back in your first week. I've seen people make it back in their first trade. So give it a go. That's all I can say. Come and meet the gang. Friendly family atmosphere. We do like to have a laugh. It's not some serious place where you get in trouble for everything. Everyone's respectful. Most importantly, it's people like being there. It's like going to a workplace where you enjoy being there. The group is fun. So looking forward to seeing everyone there. Please share that if you got any questions. Happy to answer as many as I can. Thank you, and look after yourself.